Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So what I have behind me is the LG 27-inch 240Hz OLED monitor. So I've been using this monitor for about a week now and I have some thoughts. So let's talk about it. As you know from my previous video, I said this monitor is way too dim, and I also did say that it probably had a power energy saving mode inside the options menu, but since my remote was broken, I could not test that, but I finally got the remote today. So I finally turned it off, and first advice is if you do get this monitor, that's the first thing you have to do. You have to go to the settings, definitely turn off the power energy saving mode, just because I noticed that if you go to like full screen stuff, then it like auto dims. It's like having ABL if you know about like the LG C2, like it auto dims itself. So it's no good. So now that's finally fixed, and I know I said it's too dim, basically unplayable, but now that I've turned that off, it's actually not that dim. It went from unplayable to maybe good to great. So this monitor is actually one of the clearest monitors I've used. I've used a QD OLED by Dell, and I've also used the PG32UQ 4K display by Asus. And to be honest with you, I cannot tell between 4K and 1440p in this. I don't know why, but this monitor is it's pretty clear. I mainly use this monitor for working, trading stocks, and obviously gaming. So let's talk about gaming performance. Like, what can you expect from this monitor? Since this is an OLED monitor, it has 0.3 grade-to-grade response time, or at least what LG claims. It also has a 240Hz panel, so when you combine them both, it gives you a buttery smooth experience. While playing Valorant or CSGO, because it's so smooth, it makes it feel like you're hitting your shots easier. 240Hz is just a quality of life upgrade. It won't make you a better player than actually learning to just play the game, because honestly, like 165 Hz is still good enough to be extra competitive. A couple things that I want to talk about as far as productivity. I use this monitor for stock trading and also for work. A lot of people talk about the text fringing, and honestly, I did not notice it. Maybe because I'm just used to not having like super clear monitors. But honestly, like even if I zoom up close, I don't see any text fringing, or if I do, I pretty much ignore it. I guess I just don't mind it at all. So no issues for me here. So let's talk about the coating of this monitor. What this has is a matte coating, and honestly, like this is a decent matte coating. I'm not gonna say it's the best matte coating because matte coating obviously sucks. For it being OLED, I feel like the matte coating is hindering its performance just because I know those colors could pop more, especially in the daytime. Like I work by a window over here and it's no good. As far as brightness goes, I think this monitor is bright enough. I still wish that it was a little bit brighter, but it is honestly playable. The only reason I wish it was brighter is because when I was playing CSGO, the CSGO like counter-terrorist models are usually pretty dark. It's so hard to see them, especially when they're camping in dark spots. So that is probably the only reason I would wish this monitor it would be a little bit brighter. But like I said, when playing Valorant, since everything's like colorful, it is great. Even in SDR, it is bright enough. But again, I wish it would just be a couple nits brighter. And that's with me using max brightness. A lot of people also have said that to put this monitor in vivid. And the only issue I have with going in vivid instead of Gamer 1 and SDR is the DAS mode of this monitor. So the reason you want to play in Gamer 1 is because of DAS mode. That basically means it's playing in low latency mode, and you know if you're super competitive that the lower the latency, the better. So this monitor could almost be the perfect monitor, but it just has some like issues. So for my first issue, when I first got this monitor, it was sending a 4K signal to a 1440p display. So I always got this error message when playing Valorant. And before I fixed it, I was wondering like why was there like a black like overlay on top of the Valorant crosshair? And then I was thinking to myself like maybe this is just how it is. Maybe this is how this monitor is made. but I think it's because it's trying to give out a 4K signal when it's not supposed to. With that said, when that was giving a 4K signal, it also kept your game stuck at 120 hertz. So that wasn't an enjoyable experience. Luckily, people from Reddit have figured this out, and what you have to do is you have to do custom resolutions and just delete television signals, and it totally fixed it. Right after I deleted that, I restarted my game, and like the crosshair looks perfect. The monitor was really good. In a bright room, it just looks okay in the daytime. Like, I think my eyes have actually adjusted, so I think that it's okay now. However, this monitor really shines at nighttime gaming. That's where the picture is like super clear, the colors are very vibrant, and honestly the brightness level at night, it's great. So one thing about this monitor that we have to address is burn-in. So since this is an OLED monitor, burn-in will eventually happen. So what that means is once you buy this monitor, the resale value of this monitor will be extremely low. So I repeat, once you buy this monitor, just know that the chances of you selling this again in the future will be extremely low because it will have that burn-in issue. Luckily, this is an LG OLED panel. So LG is one of the best makers of OLED panels. So we're hoping that this will last for a pretty long time. But like I said, just know once you buy this, basically expect to lose your money. We don't know when, but it could be 3 years, it could be 5 years. So buy at your own risk. So the big question in the room is, who is this monitor actually for? So I think this monitor is for the super competitive esports gamer that just wants zero motion blur, buttery smooth gaming, and the best colors. Yes, I know there are faster monitors than this, like a TN panel. However, when it comes to colors, those are pretty much washed out. If you are just playing games for fun and consuming content, I think this is not the monitor for you. The Dell QD OLED DWF version, the 34-inch ultrawide, might be a little bit better, and they are also selling for the same price point at $1,000. So I would definitely pick that up instead of this guy. And last, I would also wait and see what Asus has to offer. However, if you are a console gamer, you're kind of stuck with this monitor. And the reason I say that is because the Asus and the Acer monitor that's about to come out, they do not support HDMI 2.1, so you're kind of stuck with the 4K 60 Hz. So, with that said, should we keep this monitor? As far as my use case, I don't really play console games down here. If I ever wanted to play console games, I'd be going upstairs. And honestly, although it's bright enough, I still wish it was a little bit brighter. And don't get me wrong, this is still a good monitor, but my issue is instead of the monitor adjusting to me, I have to adjust to this monitor. So therefore, I think I'm going to wait for the Asus monitor and see if it's brighter, and maybe it will go back, or maybe I'll just use it as a second monitor since I'm trying to build another setup upstairs. And that's it for me. If you're still here, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.